Why is he launching a presidential bid next week, and what are his main goals and challenges for the 2024 election? Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, is set to officially launch his 2024 presidential bid next week, according to multiple reports citing sources familiar with his intentions. He is expected to file candidacy paperwork with the Federal Election Commission on May 25th and make an official announcement in his hometown of Dunedin, Florida, the following week. DeSantis is widely seen as the most credible Republican challenger to former President Donald Trump, who is currently leading in the polls and has repeatedly attacked his ex-ally. DeSantis has long been a presumptive but undeclared rival to Trump, who endorsed him for governor in 2018 but later turned against him after DeSantis refused to back his false claims of election fraud. DeSantis intends to run as a conservative champion who can restore sanity in the country and reject the culture of losing that has impacted the Republican Party in recent years. He has a record of conservative policy achievements in Florida, such as signing bills that ban abortion after 6 weeks, restrict voting rights, defund diversity programs, and prohibit vaccine mandates. He has also gained popularity among Republicans for his resistance to COVID-19 lockdowns and mask mandates, which he claims have protected the state's economy and freedom. DeSantis has also amassed a formidable war chest for his presidential campaign. He has more than $80 million expected to be transferred from his state account to his super PAC, Never Back Down, which has also raised more than $30 million, in addition to having tens of millions more in donor commitments. He has also secured endorsements from dozens of state legislators in Iowa and New Hampshire, the crucial early voting states, as well as from those in his own state. However, DeSantis faces several challenges in his bid for the White House. The most obvious one is Trump himself, who commands a loyal base of supporters and has vowed to crush any Republican who dares to challenge him. DeSantis will have to navigate a delicate balance between appealing to Trump's voters and differentiating himself from the former president without alienating them. He will also have to contend with other potential rivals in the crowded Republican field, such as former Vice President Mike Pence, former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, and Senator Ted Cruz of Texas. Another challenge for DeSantis is his controversial handling of the COVID-19 pandemic in Florida, which has been criticized by public health experts and Democrats for putting lives at risk. Florida has recorded more than 3.6 million cases and over 60,000 deaths from COVID-19, ranking among the worst states in the nation. DeSantis has also faced lawsuits and investigations over his alleged manipulation of COVID-19 data and his preferential treatment of wealthy donors for vaccine access. DeSantis will also have to overcome his relative lack of national recognition and charisma compared to Trump, who remains a dominant force in American politics and media. DeSantis has been accused of being boring and bland by some observers, who doubt his ability to energize and mobilize voters across the country. DeSantis is betting that his conservative credentials, his fundraising prowess, and his appeal to Trump's base will be enough to propel him to the Republican nomination and eventually to the White House. But he will have to overcome many obstacles and uncertainties along the way. His presidential bid will be one of the most closely watched and fiercely contested races in 2024. Ron DeSantis' announcement of his presidential bid is likely to shake up the Republican Party and pose a serious challenge to the current president Joe Biden. DeSantis, who is the governor of Florida, has been a rising star in the GOP and a vocal critic of Biden's policies on immigration, COVID-19, and the economy. He has also been a staunch supporter of former President Donald Trump, who remains popular among the Republican base and has not ruled out running again in 2024. DeSantis' entry into the race could create a rift within the Republican Party between those who are loyal to Trump and those who are looking for a fresh face and a new direction. DeSantis has tried to balance his allegiance to Trump with his own ambitions, but he may have to distance himself from the former president if he wants to appeal to a broader electorate and avoid being tarnished by Trump's legal troubles and false claims of election fraud. DeSantis' announcement could also put pressure on Biden, who is facing low approval ratings and criticism from both the left and the right over his handling of various issues, such as inflation, supply chain disruptions, foreign policy, and social spending. DeSantis has portrayed himself as a strong leader who can restore order and prosperity to the country, and he has touted his record in Florida as a model of success. He has also attacked Biden for being weak and incompetent, and he has accused him of undermining American values and freedoms. DeSantis's campaign is expected to focus on themes such as law and order, national security, economic growth, individual liberty, and cultural conservatism. He will also try to mobilize his base by highlighting his opposition to mask mandates, vaccine passports, critical race theory, abortion rights, and gun control. He will likely face fierce competition from other Republican contenders, such as Ted Cruz, Nikki Haley, Mike Pompeo, and Kristi Noem, but he may have an edge in fundraising and organization. He will also benefit from his popularity in Florida, which is a crucial swing state in presidential elections. DeSantis's announcement of his presidential bid is a significant development that could have major implications for the future of the Republican Party and the country. He is one of the most prominent and influential figures in the GOP, and he has a loyal following among conservatives. He is also one of the most outspoken and aggressive opponents of Biden, and he has a clear vision of what he wants to achieve as president. He will likely face many obstacles and controversies along the way, but he may also have a chance to reshape the political landscape and become the next leader of the free world.